one of those Dominican cats everybody's always going on about. He wasn't no home run hitter or a fly bachatero, not a playboy with a million hits on his jock. This quote has already let the reader know that this book will be influenced by the Dominican culture. If we go to our diction page, we are able to see other examples of sayings and words used in the Dominican culture which are seen in the novel.
Okay, diction. The author's culture influences the novel all along, since first of all, he has a Dominican background. Secondly, he writes about a boy, Oscar Wilde, who is also Dominican. In the novel, there is extensive use of Spanish words with Dominican accents. For example, coñazo, which refers to a strike or sort of like a punch. Many subsections in the chapter have Spanish titles such as Amor de Pendejo, which gives us a true feeling of the Dominican culture behind the book. There are various Dominican stereotypes that are introduced. For example, the one that states that Dominican men are perros, which means that they are typically with various women in their lifetime. In other words, they are players. Now we're going to theme.
When it comes to theme, one of the most important ones found along the book is the importance of family. Even though throughout the book there have been many problems that have torn the family apart, in the end they are able to find their way back to each other. In the Dominican culture, families are always very traditional, but Oscar's family is a little different. Unlike Dominican families, which are very accepting and caring towards each other, Oscar's family is kind of opposite. There is always a lot of abuse in this family when it comes to Lola and her mother, Belly. They don't really support or accept each other. This is a little different also between Belly and La Inca. In the end, when Belly goes to the DR, she really shows how much she has missed her mother. By seeing this, culture does have a big impact because La Inca shows that she does care about her daughter and that in the end they are traditional, loving and caring Dominican family. Now we are on to character.
Oscar has tried to be the stereotypical Dominican man who needs to be a mujeriego, womanizer. He has tried to progress along the book, but not until the very end we are able to see that he was capable to become what every Dominican man should be. He slept and had a relationship with a woman. Throughout the whole book, Oscar has been discriminated and judged for his way of life. In his family, it is not okay to love sci-fi or reading, instead of going out and chasing women. The pressures of being someone that isn't has even led him to attempt to take his own life. Even though he was always seen as the fat nerd from school, in the end we saw how culture really influenced and changed him.
Now we are on to plot. Now we are on to plot.
The plot in the brief and wondrous life of Oscar Wilde really comes close to the Dominican culture and the references that come up. The setting, and what the plot is essentially based on. In the scenes that we look at into Belly's youth and Abelard's struggle with Trujillo, we have a whole slew of Dominican figures which are mentioned to help emphasize the cultural influence. People like Felix Wenceslao Bernardillo, Rafael Leonidas Trujillo Martinez, Jesus de Galindez. I could go on, but I'm not going to. On a simpler note, half of the whole story demonstrates a setting in the DR, usually because it's the scenes of Abelard on his property, or at a party, or Oscar visiting Hilda, or Belly at her school. Nevertheless, it simply takes place in the DR. And furthermore, the whole role of Safa and Fuku in the story sets the foundations of the plot to the Dominican cultural influence. The whole Cabral family was forever cursed by Trujillo's desire for Abelard's daughter, which resulted in the Fuku, which Oscar tries to ignore to get some with Hilda. The events between Oscar and Hilda was a Zafa moment, breaking the Fuku curse that had forever been put on the family. The way that the curse had been shown to be broken was the Cabrals swore never to return to the DR, which probably should have been what they have done since the beginning.
Are we overtime?